Welcome to NarrativeNook audio tales where enchanted stories come to life. If you enjoy our stories, please subscribe, like and share to support our channel. Enjoy listening.
Josephine couldn't see who was inside the off-road vehicle, but she saw Ethan talking to them. Is it not Jenna? Then, she noticed Ethan coming toward her, so she rolled down the window. Ethan leaned over. It's my mom. She wants to stay over as the flight exhausted her. I'll arrange for both of you to meet tomorrow. Josephine looked at the car in surprise. That's his mother in there? She nodded. Sure. I can do that. See you. Ethan looked at her apologetically, but Josephine was understanding and smiled sweetly. Go to your mother. She must be exhausted after the flight. Ethan nodded and told the driver to take Josephine home. He then went back to his mother and opened the door, then Donna got out. Jenna noticed the car Josephine was in going away, and she sneered. You're still inferior compared to me in the end. Come with me, Jenna, said Donna. Happily, Jenna held Donna's arm. Of course, Mrs. Quarles. Ethan led them into the living room, but Jenna's face fell all of a sudden. She noticed the homely vibe in the living room, but there was also the scent of a woman. On top of that, a lot of stuff was in pairs. Anyone could see that Ethan bought and renovated this place with a woman in mind. The decorations screamed that kind of style. Donna frowned. He bought this for her? I bet she must have nagged him about it. A villa didn't cost much for their family, but she was still angry at her son for doing this for another woman. Sit. I'll get you some tea. Ethan poured a cup of tea for his mother. Jenna went to help him with a smile. I'll help you. When Ethan came back with the tea, he noticed that his mother had gone upstairs, so he quickly followed. Meanwhile, Jenna went to sit on the couch. She spotted Josephine's laptop, then she turned it on. She didn't know the password, so she couldn't get into the laptop. But the lock screen wallpaper was a photo of her and Ethan. In fact, it was a slideshow. The sight of them being so in love infuriated her. Donna took a quick look at the second floor, but before she could go to the next floor, Ethan stopped her. That's my room up there. It's a bit messy, so let me clean it up. Ah, the room of a couple. I understand, son. Her son was an adult now, so it would be rather inappropriate to ask him about his sex life, but she judged Josephine harsher because of that. Look at him. He wouldn't even date any woman before this, but now he's sleeping with that vixen. Oh, I hope he won't exhaust himself. Donna looked at the mugs on the table, which also came in pairs. Her name's Josephine, Mom. I met her at the Presgrave's wedding. We're in love, said Ethan. Did you do a lot for her? You bought her a villa and a sports car, and you even became her company's shareholder. You did everything she asked you to? Yes, because I love her. I want her to have the best, said Ethan. The explanation didn't work. Despite being a rich woman, Donna still fell for the old trick of knowing someone through the mouth of another, and she thought Josephine was an avaricious woman. What did she give you in return? Ethan shook his head. I don't need her to give me anything. What matters is we're in love. Donna had seen a lot in her life, and she knew love could blind the best of men. Her son was obviously in that phase. You don't have to arrange any meeting for us. I decide when to see her. If the time comes, we'll meet, said Donna. She could see that her son really wanted to introduce Josephine to her, but she was not interested in that woman. Donna went downstairs. Jenna was having tea, and the laptop was set aside. We'll stay here for the night, Jenna. You don't have to go back to the hotel, said Donna. Jenna quickly said, Sure thing, Mrs. Quarles. I'm exhausted too. It would be nice to stay for the night. That's not a good idea, Mum. Ethan frowned. There are 2 guest rooms on the 2nd floor. It's fine. Or do you want to kick me out too? Donna turned around. She hoped her son would give Jenna some attention too. It's all right, Ethan. I won't trouble you. I just want to stay with Mrs. Quarles, Jenna pleaded. He'll be fine. If I say we stay, said Donna bossily, disregarding her adult son's wishes blatantly. She then sat on the sofa. Jenna told her bodyguard to pick her stuff up from the hotel, and she told her assistant to take an important thing, her sexy nightdress. She would wear it for Ethan that night. His mother's creating an opportunity for me. I have to grasp it. Half an hour later, the bodyguard came back. With Jenna and Donna's luggage in tow. Jenna took her bag and whipped out a champagne-colored nightdress. It was sexy and beautiful. She was a model, to begin with, so Jenna was confident that her body was alluring enough. She was sure Ethan would look at her. She knew Josephine couldn't compare to her in terms of figure. Donna went to her room. Ethan went over to help her unpack while expressing that he would like her to stay with him, which was what Donald was already planning to do. Noticing that her son was doing his utmost best to cheer her up, she sat on the couch and asked, "Why do you like her?" Ethan sat beside her and seriously answered, "I like her personality and how genuine she is. It's the first time I've seen someone like her, and I think it's love." The mere mention of Josephine made Ethan's eyes shine. Donna stopped him. "All right. Now how long have you known her?" "About 6 weeks. 42 days? How are you so sure she's the one?" Donna thought this was unacceptable. He can't be this frivolous about relationships. "Do you believe in love at first sight?" "Because I found one," gushed Ethan. "Oh my God, he's like a pup in love. I can't force him to break up with her, so I'll have to convince that woman to do it. I'm exhausted. Let me sleep. And take care of Jenna." Donna wanted to sleep, and she created an opportunity for her son to spend some time with Jenna. Ethan wrapped his arm around her shoulder and kissed her forehead. "Get some rest, Mom." "I will." Donna nodded. Jenna got out of the bathroom wearing nothing but a thin dress. When she saw Ethan come out of his mother's room, she said, "Ethan, do you have cold water?" "In the fridge." He looked at her and said, "We're something less revealing before you come out." Jenna walked up to him. "You've seen me in bikinis." He felt nothing toward her. She was just a good friend to him, or a sister. Ethan turned around. "The water's in the fridge. Take it yourself. Can't you stay with me? I want someone to chat with." Jenna twirled her hair and shot him a bashful look. Just then, Ethan's phone rang. "Oh, that's Josephine." He quickly said, "I have something to do." "You do what you want." "Ethan." Jenna saw him off speechlessly. She knew she looked sexy in this dress, and yet Ethan refused to look at her. Which part of her is better than me? Unbeknownst to Jenna, love was not just visual for Ethan, he needed it to come from the heart. Ethan went back to his room and closed the door, then he called Josephine. "Your mom didn't get mad at you, did she?" Josephine asked, worried. "She didn't. She's just exhausted after the flight." Ethan knew his mother didn't like Josephine, but that was because she didn't understand her. She'll grow to like her. Actually, Josephine wasn't really that worried, but she couldn't tell Ethan that it was obvious Ethan's mother didn't like her. Ethan could have introduced her easily tonight, but she refused to see her. Suddenly, someone opened the door, and Jenna came in uninvited. She noticed Ethan talking to Josephine on the phone, and the batch said, "Ethan, I got you some water." Ethan frowned. "Why are you here?" "Just worried you might get thirsty." Your bedroom's big." She sat on the bed and happily said, "Your bed's so soft. I bet it's good to sleep." I'm on a call. Leave now. Ethan covered the microphone on his phone so Josephine wouldn't hear them. He knew Jenna was trying to cause a misunderstanding. Indeed, Josephine's eyes went wide. Jenna's in his room, and at this hour? Why is she there? I won't get in your way. I'll just stay quiet. She lay on Ethan's bed without his permission and shot him a look of allure. Ethan's face fell. Jenna, leave. Not afraid of his angry gaze, Jenna sat up and said loudly, "Oh my gosh, the wind's so strong. I'm not wearing enough layers, I guess. I'll need your shirt, Ethan." She walked to the closet swiftly so Ethan couldn't stop her, but what was more important now was how Josephine was feeling. Let me explain. Josephine heard everything. She knew Jenna was in Ethan's room wearing nothing but a nightdress, and she could see that image in her mind. I'm fine. Josephine held her jealousy back. Why is she there? Just here with my mom. She's not sleeping with me but in the guest room on the second floor, said Ethan. Please don't take this the wrong way. Josephine smiled. I won't. Jenna came back out with a white shirt. Do I look good in this? She spun around. Josephine heard that. What is she doing? Is she trying to seduce him? You should tend to your guest. I need to take a shower. Josephine wanted to chat, but since Jenna was around, she couldn't do that. Joey. I'm fine. Take care of your mom. Josephine tried to stay calm, but she was obviously jealous. I'll explain this tomorrow, said Ethan. No. I trust you, said Josephine seriously. And then Jenna gasped. Can you help me up, Ethan? I fell. Josephine wanted to roll her eyes. What is she doing? If she wants me to be jealous, it worked. Josephine was really jealous. She was imagining what was happening in Ethan's room, Jenna standing in front of Ethan wearing nothing but a nightdress and then falling down. What kind of position did she end up in? How much did she reveal? Josephine hung up and took a deep breath. She told herself to stay calm and trust Ethan, but she failed. She couldn't just pretend nothing had happened. Jenna was a model and her body was smoking hot. Any man would want to sleep with her. Now, she was standing right in front of her boyfriend, flirting with him. Even if Ethan didn't get any ideas, it was still infuriating. Ethan hung up and told Jenna, I have to go. Where are you going? Jenna asked. When are you coming back? The bar. My friend's waiting for me. Ethan went downstairs. Jenna went with him. When she saw him actually taking his car key, she was secretly annoyed. All of a sudden, she thought of an idea and pleaded, Can you take me along? No. My friend doesn't like strangers. Ethan quickly left the house and drove into the night. Jenna stood at the doorway, gritted her teeth in fury. She knew Josephine must have said something to make Ethan leave. Damn her. Noticing the commotion, Donna came down as well. She saw that Jenna was wearing nothing but a nightdress and her son's shirt. Where's Ethan? It's Josephine. She told him to go see her, Jenna lied. She was going to slander Josephine as much as she could. What? She did? Yeah, she knew you were here, and yet she did that anyway. I bet she doesn't care about you. As expected, Donna got frustrated. Is she trying to take my son away? She won't even let me stay with him for a night? How unreasonable can she get? Ethan drove straight to Josephine's house after making up an excuse to leave. He knew that Josephine was angry and he needed to explain himself. After Josephine took a shower, she climbed into her bed and held her pillow. All she could think of was how Jenna was seducing her boyfriend. She told herself to calm down, but she couldn't. Suddenly, her phone rang, and to her delight, it was Ethan. Hello. Come out. I'm outside, said Ethan. It's late, so I don't want to wake your folks, what? Delighted, she darted to the window and pulled the curtains open. Standing outside her house was a black off-road vehicle, and its headlights were blinking. All the frustration and anger she felt earlier disappeared, and a happy Josephine went down holding her phone. Oh, I'm only wearing my pajamas. Ah, who cares? She wanted to see him right now. Josephine came out and got into his car. Noticing what she was wearing, an amused Ethan asked, "Why didn't you change?" "Because I couldn't wait to see you." Josephine looked at him closely as if she was trying to look for something. "What are you looking for?" "Kisses," said Josephine. "I knew it." She took it the wrong way. He turned on the lights and stared at her. "Don't worry, I won't let any other woman touch me." Amused, Josephine chuckled, and she nodded. "I trust you. Get changed." "I'll take you on a stroll," said Ethan. "No. You should go back. Your mom came all the way here just to see you. You can't just leave her alone. What would she think?" Josephine said. "Aren't you mad?" Ethan didn't want to go home. He wanted to stay with her. "Nope. Not when you came all the way here just to cheer me up," said Josephine. "I'm fine. You shouldn't make your mother sad, so go home." She wrapped her arms around his neck and kissed him, then cheered him up. Ethan was convinced and nodded. "Sure. I'll go home right now. And don't force your mother into a meetup." "She can see me when she wants to," said Josephine. She was sure Jenna had ruined already her image by now. She must take this slowly. Ethan nodded. "I can do that. Don't worry, I'll do my best. My mom will love you." Josephine nodded. "I'll try my best to keep this relationship alive." "You won't try your best. You will keep this relationship alive," corrected Ethan. Josephine smiled. "Sure. You should go home now." She stood outside her house and bade him goodbye, then she went back inside. Donna was really mad. She had just arrived, and her son was already leaving her just to see a random woman. It hurt her heart. Jenna was sitting with her, trying to cheer her up as well as smearing Josephine. Ethan parked his car outside in case the humming of the engine woke his mother, then he came in through the side door. Just when he was about to enter the living room, he heard Jenna talking to his mother. "It's all right, Mrs. Quarles. I'm here." I can't believe Josephine would tell Ethan to meet up with her, and at this hour too. And then Ethan harumphed. "Do not slander her, Jenna." Jenna was shocked, and she raised her head. Only to see Ethan standing at the doorway, and she got nervous. "How long has he been there?" An angry Donna asked. "It's late." "Where have you been?" "A friend wanted to meet up with me, so I went to the bar and said hi," said Ethan. He didn't tell her he met Josephine, since he knew Jenna must have slandered his girlfriend. Donna looked a little happier, while Jenna looked sheepish. "Okay, so that was awkward. You shouldn't drink at this hour." "Get to sleep," Donna said. "Jenna, it's late. You should catch some sleep as well." Jenna was a little disappointed. He obviously met up with that woman, so why did he come back so soon? Did Josephine actually let him go? Unbeknownst to her, Josephine was that kind of woman, and thanks to that, Jenna's lies failed to get through, so she went back to her room. Donna looked at her son. Not even a hint of alcohol from him. He lied. "So where did you actually go?" It was quiet outside, making it a perfect chance for a good talk. Since Jenna was jealous of Josephine, Ethan knew she would try to slander her as much as possible so Donna would think badly of Josephine, and he wanted to talk about that. "I met up with Josephine." "Then why did you come back?" Dawn asked. "Josephine told me to." She said you must be exhausted from the flight, so you need me, said Ethan. Donna was a little surprised. Is that so? Well, she's an understanding girl, I guess. Don't judge her before you meet her, Mom. You should get to know her yourself, not through someone else. Not through rumors. Ethan looked at his mother solemnly. He knew his mother was not an unreasonable woman. She was respected in the company and a great helper to his father. Donna knew what Ethan was trying to say. Jenna did speak badly of Josephine, and now that she thought about it, those rumors might be the fabrication of her own personal feelings. Hook us up then. Donna would like to meet Josephine and find out what kind of woman she was herself. Sure. I can do that. How does tomorrow sound? Unbeknownst to them, Jenna was hiding behind the guardrail on the second floor, listening in. When Donna said she wanted to meet Josephine, Jenna felt all the strength leave her. One word from Ethan, and his mother changed her opinion. Ethan went back to his room and texted Josephine. My mom wants to see you tomorrow. Do you have time for that? Not if my boss doesn't give me a day off, texted Josephine cheekily. You got your day off. Tell me if you want more. Josephine was in her bed, feeling sweet. Feels good when your boss is your boyfriend. Get some sleep and look perfect tomorrow. I want my mom to think you're a goddess, said Ethan. Josephine chuckled. Oh, he's nervous. He's worried his mom might not like me. I know. I'll go to sleep now. Night. Good night. Josephine picked up her earplugs and read through a novel as she fell asleep. She had a habit of going through history texts before going to sleep. They worked well to put her to sleep, and she drifted to the land of dreams in a moment. Morning came, and Josephine put on some makeup, then she left. Heidi was watering the flowers, and she asked, So when's the wedding? Josephine blushed. Mom, we're still dating. Make sure you don't lose him, all right? He's a good man. Heidi liked Ethan. Josephine was filled with motivation, and she drove away. She worked for a bit and waited for Ethan to call her. About 10:30, he called. I'm at work. Where you at? My mom and I are coming to the company. Go to my office in a bit. Sure. Josephine was surprised they would meet at his office. Donna heard all about how her son courted Josephine, and she was surprised he was the one who initiated it. I wonder, what's so magical about her? Why does Ethan like her so much? If she is as materialistic as Jenna says she is, Ethan would never have fallen for her. Donna should trust her son more. It was her first time seeing her son love someone so much. He would never treat her like that if she was just another gold digger that constantly orbited him. Once at the company, Ethan took Donna on a tour around the lobby. Donna thought the station was running well, and then she glanced through the Employees of the Month board. When she reached the bottom, she noticed a familiar face, Josephine. She checked the name, and sure enough, it was Josephine. Accompanying it were all her achievements, and the sight of that made Donna change her opinion of Josephine. They went to Ethan's office, and Donna sat on the couch, waiting for Josephine. Josephine was standing in front of the bathroom's mirror, straightening herself up and reapplying her makeup. She then nervously got into the elevator. Ethan got a call from the company, and he left. Donna wanted to look around, so she got out and entered the elevator, then it stopped at Josephine's floor. The moment the doors swung open, Donna was met with the sight of Josephine. She took a closer look, but Josephine didn't know that this woman was Ethan's mother. What an elegant woman. Josephine saw Donna but thought Donna would be accompanied by Ethan and would never show up alone. Donna wanted to put her through a test, so she held her forehead and gasped. Josephine quickly held her. Are you all right, ma'am? Can you take me to the hospital, miss? Donna asked. Of course, give me a second. I'll call 911. It's all right. Just take me there yourself. I have to meet someone though, but this seems urgent. Sorry, Mrs. Josephine agreed to it, okay? Donna said, you seem to be in a hurry. You don't have to help me if you can't. It's all right. I can take you to the hospital, said Josephine quickly. My head hurts. I might faint if I don't get any medical attention, said Donna. My car's in the parking lot. I'll take you to the hospital. Josephine put everything aside and took the lady to the hospital. Donna looked at her. She seems genuine. That kind of kindness cannot be faked. She got into Josephine's car, and Josephine drove away. How may I address you? Where do you live? You might want to call your family, madam. Finch. Yes, I've called my family. Just take me to the hospital. Josephine's phone rang, and it was connected to the car. Donna noticed that the call was from her son, and Josephine took the call. Hey, Ethan. Where are you? Ethan was waiting in the corridor. He wanted to go to his office with Josephine. Sorry, but I need to deal with something. Can you give me 15 minutes? You're driving? Where to? Ethan noticed the hum of a car engine. A lady needs to be taken to the hospital, but I'll be quick. Tell your mother I'll be there soon. Sure. I'll explain it to my mom, said Ethan. I'll make it back ASAP. Josephine hung up. Donna looked at Josephine, and she thought a lot better of this girl now. Ethan went back into his office only to notice that his mother was missing, much to his confusion. Is she in the bathroom? Or did she go around? I should look for her. Josephine was stuck in traffic, much to her chagrin. She looked a little panicked. Sorry for wasting your time, miss. It's all right. Nothing important, so don't worry. We'll be there soon, said Josephine. I'm all right. Was that your boyfriend? A hint of love appeared in Josephine's eyes, and she nodded. Yep. Donna paused for a moment. Josephine answered without hesitation, and her eyes were filled with happiness. Genuine happiness. Donna could see that she wasn't putting on an act, nor did Josephine realize the woman she was talking to was Ethan's mother. Do you love him? Yes, I do, Josephine said without hesitation. And then, seemingly reminded of something, Donna said, oh no. My bag's at your company, and I don't have my phone. Can you take me back, miss? Josephine was a little surprised, but she didn't lose patience or get upset, so she nodded. Sure. I can turn around just ahead. Shouldn't take more than 20 minutes. Josephine turned back, and Donna was keeping a close eye on her. Josephine was getting nervous, but she decided she would take this lady to the hospital before she would see Ethan's mother. And then a pedestrian decided to flout all traffic laws and crossed the road. Josephine slammed on the brakes and waited for the pedestrian to cross. Most people would have started cursing, but Josephine waited for the pedestrian to cross. 10 minutes later, she came back to the building, and Ethan searched the whole place. He was at the entrance and about to call his mother when he saw Josephine's car coming into the picture, and he heaved a sigh of relief. Josephine's back. As Josephine's car pulled over, Ethan walked over to greet her. However, he saw a familiar silhouette coming out from the front passenger seat and his eyes widened. It was his mother. Ethan finally realized that the person Josephine took to the hospital was his mother, who was most likely testing her. Josephine looked up and spotted her boyfriend standing at the entrance. What are you doing here? She asked in surprise. Aren't you supposed to be with your mother right now? Ethan cleared his throat a little awkwardly before pointing at the lady behind Josephine. She's my mother. Flustered, Josephine quickly whipped her head around and saw Donna standing behind her with a smile. Josephine immediately let go of Ethan's hand as she was afraid Donna would take issue with it. "I do apologize for getting to know you in this manner, Josephine." "I hope I didn't scare you," Donna said. Josephine turned red and stammered, "It's fine, Mrs. Quarles." Ethan put his arm around Josephine's shoulder and made the introductions. "Mom, this is my girlfriend Josephine Jacobson. Please don't take it to heart, Miss Jacobson. It was just a spur-of-the-moment idea of mine. I wanted to get to know you." Donna was apologetic. She knew that her attempt at secretly getting to know Josephine's personality could make the latter feel uncomfortable. "It's fine. It's perfectly fine, Mrs. Quarles. I hope I didn't disappoint you." Josephine was worried that her performance might not have been up to Donna's standards. "Not at all. I can tell that you're a lovely young woman with a warm, helpful heart," Donna declared. She turned to Ethan and said, "It's time to eat. Let's have a meal with Josephine." Ethan took in Donna's expression and exhaled in relief. From the looks of it, she was pretty pleased with her assessment of Josephine. In any case, Ethan firmly believed that Josephine was a very likable person. "Sure, Mom. I'll make the reservations right away," Ethan replied. "My bag is still in your office." "Help me bring it down," Donna instructed. Ethan went to get Donna's bag while Josephine stayed with Donna, though she felt a little pressured. When she didn't know who Donna was, she simply thought of Donna as a friendly older lady, but she now sensed a strong and commanding aura from Donna that made her nervous. Earlier on, she loudly admitted that Ethan was her boyfriend. What if she doesn't like what I said? How embarrassing. Donna even asked whether or not she loved Ethan, and she remembered how confidently she answered that question. It's so awkward." Josephine kept her eyes on the ground. She was tensed as she tried to find something to talk about. "Mrs. Quarles, you said you felt dizzy earlier, but you're not actually dizzy, right?" she quickly checked. "If you are, we should head to the hospital." Donna chuckled. "I'm fine. I was just pretending." "That's good," Josephine said with flushed cheeks. Donna took a closer look at her. Josephine was dressed in clothes made of ordinary material that didn't seem to belong to any major brand. However, she was dressed decently and presentably. Her features were pleasant as well. She had a bright and cheerful kind of prettiness about her. Donna recalled what Jenna had said in the past and realized that everything had been lies. She began to question herself for trusting Jenna's words. Her malicious actions had to have hurt Josephine. She even told Ethan to send Josephine away last night. She must have been hurt by that. "I'm sorry about last night. I had personal reasons for not meeting you," Donna said. "It's fine, Mrs. Quarles. I'm sure you were exhausted from the long trip. I've been here for a few days now." "I didn't arrive yesterday," Donna readily admitted. Just then, a deliveryman who seemed to be in a rush checked his watch and failed to notice Donna in front of him. He was on the verge of running into her. Josephine noticed this and quickly pulled Donna away. Donna was startled at first, but she soon saw the man who had been behind her. She would have been hit if Josephine hadn't saved her. Donna gave Josephine a grateful look as Josephine quickly let go of Donna out of fear that the older woman might feel offended. Donna sensed how cautious Josephine was. She must be worried about me not liking her. In reality, Donna now had a favorable impression of Josephine. Based on personality alone, Josephine was the kind of young woman she was fond of. Donna found Josephine to be a frank and unpretentious young woman with a bright and cheerful personality. Even her looks were exactly to Donna's taste. She looks like someone open and gentle. It's no wonder Ethan likes her and keeps saying that she's special. Although Donna couldn't tell what was special about Josephine just yet, she believed that Josephine was someone worth getting to know better. Ethan quickly came back. "Let's go, Mom. Just then, a car pulled up in front of them. Jenna had rushed over thinking that she would come in time to have lunch with Ethan and Donna. She didn't expect to run into them in front of the building. Jenna got out of the car. She was all dolled up and fairly attractive under the sunlight. When she spotted Josephine, she figured it was a good time for her to show off her relationship with Donna. Thus, Jenna had a brilliant smile on her face as she walked over to Donna. "I came to look for you, Mrs. Quarles." Donna had the genial smile of an elder as she watched Jenna coming over, but by now, she knew what Jenna was truly like. "Why didn't I realize sooner that Jenna's the type of person who stabs people behind their backs?" After thinking about it for a moment, she supposed it was because she never had the opportunity to see the other side of Jenna. Thanks to the situation with Josephine, she finally had a clear understanding of Jenna's true nature. She was very thankful that she realized this in time. Otherwise, she would have been supportive of having Jenna as her daughter-in-law. "You're here, Jenna. We were just heading out to have lunch together. Come with us," Donna invited. It went without saying that Jenna would never refuse such an invite. "I'd love to," she quickly agreed. "I came over thinking to have lunch with you guys," she added. She took Donna by the arm as if they were the best of friends and gave Josephine a smug look. Just then, Donna turned to Josephine and asked, "You don't mind, right, Miss Jacobson?" "No. Not at all." Josephine smiled. Ethan minded, but since his mother and girlfriend both said they didn't mind, he didn't want to go against them. Furthermore, he could tell that Donna did like Josephine, so he didn't have to worry about that anymore. "Take Josephine with you, Ethan." "I'll ride with Jenna," Donna said. Jenna wasn't pleased with the arrangement, but she had to go along with it anyway. She would have preferred it if Donna went with Josephine and arranged for her to ride with Ethan. After getting into the car, Jenna seized the chance to start badmouthing Josephine again. She assumed that Donna and Josephine ran into each other in the lobby and had no clue the two already met earlier. "Mrs. Quarles, do you think Josephine is seducing Ethan to get to his money?" "She's at it again." Donna went along with it and asked, "What do you think?" "Of course, she is. Look at the way she dresses. It's so plain. It's obvious how poor her family is. She's trying to seduce Ethan so that she can elevate her status in society. You have to stop them from being together, Mrs. Quarles." Donna chuckled. "You seem to understand Josephine very well, Jenna. Have you had a lot of dealings with her?" Jenna had a lofty look in her eyes as she said, "With some people, you don't even need to get to know them before you know what they're like. I can see right through her." "Well, I think there are some people whom you need to spend more time with before you realize their true nature," Donna said while casting a meaningful glance at Jenna. However, Jenna didn't notice that Donna was mocking her. She was busy thinking to herself, "Does that mean she wants to get to know Josephine better first?" Meanwhile, over in Ethan's car, Josephine was patting herself on the chest with one hand, while fanning herself with the other. "That was such a fright. I had no idea she was your mother. What a fool I am. Why didn't I notice it sooner?" Ethan chuckled at how adorable she was being. "Isn't it better this way? My mother got to see your real, natural self. I was supposed to meet your mother today. If I had chosen not to take her to the hospital or got someone else to do it instead, then her impression of me would have been ruined." All the possibilities were racing through Josephine's mind right now. She was afraid she wouldn't be able to make a good impression. On the other hand, Ethan had total faith in her. He knew she was a kind person through and through. "Hey, now. Don't dwell on these thoughts anymore," he said comfortingly. "My mom likes you a lot. Hey, did you know? When you called me earlier, your mother even asked me if that was my boyfriend. Do you know how proud I was when I answered her?" Josephine's cheeks were still a little warm from the thought of that. Ethan laughed. It's just as well then. My mom now knows how much you like me. Josephine smiled. She couldn't help but look at him with love-filled eyes. At the restaurant, Jenna and Donna were the first to arrive. Soon, Ethan and Josephine came over hand in hand. Jenna immediately glanced at Donna to check her reaction as she thought to herself, she must be furious that Josephine and Ethan are being so lovey-dovey in front of her. However, Donna showed no sign of anger at all. In fact, she had a faint smile on her face. Jenna was completely taken aback. What's going on? Did Josephine manage to get Mrs. Coral's approval in just a single morning? Josephine and Jenna ended up sitting right opposite each other. Jenna fiddled with her cup of tea as she eyed Josephine critically. Josephine had very little makeup on today, but her simple, easygoing look only added to her attractiveness. On the other hand, Jenna was all dressed up and covered in heavy makeup as if she were about to attend a formal event. The bright lights in the restaurant only served to highlight the flaws of her cakey makeup. Here. Pick what you want, Josephine. Donna passed the menu to Josephine and added, go ahead and order whatever you like. Don't pay any attention to the prices. Once again, Jenna glanced at Donna with a stupefied look. Yes, Mrs. Corals. Josephine took the menu and shared it with Ethan. The server handed another menu to Jenna. As she glanced through it absent-mindedly, her eyes kept roaming over to Josephine and Ethan who were huddled together. As Donna took a sip of tea, she couldn't stop herself from observing Josephine too. There was something about the young woman's confident and poised manner that she couldn't help but adore. Jenna told Donna that Josephine was a shallow and materialistic woman, but she saw no sign of that. She noticed that Josephine was using an inexpensive bag. Her phone wasn't the latest model and it even had a crack on the screen which Donna spotted across the table. If Josephine is truly a materialistic girl, why wouldn't she at least get her screen changed? It goes to show that she lives a busy, fruitful life and doesn't dwell on these petty matters. Please excuse me while I head to the washroom, Mrs. Corals, Josephine said as she rose from her seat. I'll come with you. Jenna immediately stood up with a friendly smile. Josephine smiled back at her. Sure. Let's go. As soon as they entered the washroom, Josephine heard a snide voice sneering, Josephine, do you really have no sense of self-awareness at all? Josephine knew from the start that Jenna was only tagging along to humiliate her. She turned around and smiled. What kind of self-awareness am I lacking? Considering how much Mrs. Corals detests you, you shouldn't even be upsetting her with your presence. This is my first time meeting Mrs. Corals. Why would she detest me? Josephine asked. Could it be that you've been bad-mouthing me behind my back, Miss Langley? Jenna had an unpleasant expression as she scoffed. Why else would someone like you set your sights on Ethan and the Corals family if not for his money? Josephine abhorred being labeled as a money-worshipping gold digger. She was never someone who cared about material things. She frowned and refuted, do you think every other woman in the world is just like you? Jenna turned scarlet with rage. What kind of nonsense is that? My family's rich. I don't care about money, unlike you who comes from such an impoverished family. That made Josephine chuckle. I would rather be poor and unashamed of it than be a vile and jealous person like you.
Thank you for listening. If you have enjoyed this story, please like and share so others can see it too. Also hit the subscription button and notification bell so you can be notified on our next release. Thank you for your support. God bless you.